Welcome and hello. This is a video lesson in Python for Water Resources titled NumPy. NumPy is a Python library that provides fast, efficient arrays and mathematical functions. In this video, I'll demonstrate many of the key features to NumPy, such as array math, statistics and distribution, indexing and slicing, as well as one-dimensional and multi-dimensional arrays. Now, of course, there are other data structures built into Python. We can perform some of these functions as well, such as lists, dictionaries, sets, and tuples, but we're going to be talking about NumPy in this lesson specifically. The first example is on the screen. So what we're doing here is an example without NumPy. I'm just listing the rain values. This we could just call rainfall depth, or we could import the NumPy library. NP right here is just a nickname or an alias for NumPy. So if we reference NumPy later on, we can just type in NP, and we're saving those exact same values right down here in a single array called rainfall. So I'm going to print out that rainfall array just by going print and rainfall and save. Down here is my terminal window. This is where I'm going to be running the code. So if I run that, boom, we have the printout of those same rainfall values. This is what is considered a one-dimensional array. It has 5 values to it. We'll see some examples of different shaped arrays coming up. Next, I want to talk about indexing and slicing. So I'm going to delete all of this and then paste in a similar example. Again, I'm importing NumPy. Rainfall is the name of my NumPy array. We have some different values here. I'm going to actually, let me go ahead and print out the entire array again. So rainfall. And then after that, I'm going to only print out the first value, that's index 0. And then after that, print out 3 values, index 2, 3, and 4. So those are going to be values 3 through 5 in our total list, 2.1 through 1.7. Okay, I'm going to save that and then come down here to run it once again. All right, what we have printed out here is the entire rainfall array. We have the first value, and then here we have a subset of values, which is this specific notation, index 2 to index 5, but not including index 5. So that is values 3 through 5 or index 2 through 4. Okay, I'm going to go back to my first example and perform some math on my NumPy array. What we have here is NumPy array. We have 5 separate values. After that, I'm going to paste this in. I'm going to call the original rainfall inches. And then after that, it's going to multiply by 25.4. That's the number of millimeters per inch. It's going to create myself a new array called rainfall underscore MN. So let's go ahead and print out both arrays. So print the rainfall in inches as well as in millimeters. Clear that and run. All right, so we have our rainfall listed out in inches, and then after that, rainfall in millimeters. Basically, this operation right here is creating a brand new NumPy array by multiplying an existing NumPy array by a scalar quantity. Just like addition, we can also perform subtraction. So what we have on the example here is rainfall total values, and then rainfall excess is going to be the total minus 0.2. I'm going to be printing out both of those NumPy arrays at the bottom. So down here in the terminal, run. These two different arrays should be off by 0.2 because that's the amount of abstraction that we're subtracting from each of our rainfall depths. Instead of the rainfall excess being a constant 0.2, what we could do is remove this line right here, define a separate NumPy array for rainfall loss, and then the rainfall excess could be the difference between the rainfall total and the rainfall loss. So let's just go ahead and run that as well. Boom. So this 1.0 right here is 1.2 minus 0.2, and then say 0.8 minus 0.15 gives us our 0.65. We can also divide. So what you see on the screen here is an example of daily rainfall. And then if we wanted to average that out to a specific rate over 24 hours, a single hour would be that daily rainfall NumPy values divided by 24. So inches per day and inches per hour. Okay, so that is saved. Let's go ahead and run that. So now we have 1.2 divided by 24 is 0.05. 2.1 divided by 24 is our 0.0875. And now it's time to deal with some statistics. So here's another example. We have a rainfall NumPy array. We've got our values right up here. And then we have a number of statistical operations, such as finding the minimum of that NumPy array, the maximum, mean, median, standard deviation, and sum. So that should all be printed out down here. Give myself a little bit more room here. Clear and run. All right, here's the minimum value, 0.3. That is right here at the end. Maximum value, 2.1. That is the third value. Mean, median, standard deviation, and sum. You may have some missing records in your NumPy array. So right here, if I said np.nan, comma, that's going to be a not a number value, clear and run. What we have is nan, so it's getting confused by this particular record, np.nan. What we can do is put nan just before mean. Sorry about all these pop-ups. Nan and save. And then let's go ahead and run that. Okay. So now we still have NaN for most of our statistical results, but for the mean, it has properly ignored or excluded any non-values in the NumPy array. So we can just basically include the NaN for all of these statistical parameters, which I'm adding in right here, and save. And then let's go ahead and run that. All right, cool. So our numbers are back. We have the same values as before. It's just ignoring this non-number value. Next, I'm going to create an array based on a condition. So I'm just going to delete all of that. What we have now is rainfall. Here is our list of values. I'm going to create a new NumPy array called rainfall heavy. It's just going to evaluate the rainfall NumPy values based on 1, which would evaluate to either true or false, populating this new rainfall heavy NumPy array with the value of true or false. So this is going to be true, false, true, false, true, false, false. I'm going to save that, come down here to my terminal window and run. Here is my rainfall heavy NumPy array, true, false, true, false, true, false, false. Another NumPy array operation is to compute the difference between consecutive values. So this right here is what I'm calling reservoir elevation. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 values. Using this diff function, that's going to compute the difference. So instead of 5 values, this is going to compute a reservoir change NumPy array, but it's only going to have 4 values. So the first value would be the difference here. The second value would be the difference right here. This is just such a common operation that it's built into the NumPy library. Right, clear and run. All right, so 0.9 is the difference between 895.2 and 896.1. It has increased by 0.9. It looks like it increases another 0.9, so that's 897.0. See how that works? And next, we're going to talk about distributions and populating NumPy arrays with random distributions based on the parameters that we set. Right here is a normal distribution. So we have np.random.normal, and we're specifying the location, the scale, and the size. Location is the mean value of the distribution. Scale is the standard deviation of the distribution. And then size refers to the count or the number of values that we want in our NumPy array. So this is rain data that we're going to be populating. Let's go ahead and see how that works. We're going to be printing out those 100 values down here at the bottom. So clear and then run. Okay. So here are the values. I have to scroll up to see them all, but we're starting at 2.4, 2.7, 1.16, 1.95. You can see all of them printed out right here. This sort of operation is really helpful if you needed a distribution of some sort for some of your data testing. I'm going to populate another distribution. This time it's going to be following the uniform distribution. So instead of normal right here, it says uniform, low, high, and size. So size is the count again, and then low and high are just the min and max values for the range of the values that we want in our rain NumPy array. So I'm going to come down here and clear and run. Here are all of our values. There's 100 of them. We can change this to just say 10 instead. But regardless, the values themselves will not be below 0 or above 5. So let's go ahead and just see what that looks like with 10 values. All right, here they are. This is useful for random testing, sensitivity analysis, and model input variation, such as using Monte Carlo simulation. Another water resources example for using the uniform distribution is right here. This is creating, let's see, 1,000 Manning's n values ranging between 0.025 and 0.04. So we'll just go ahead and run that. And boom, here are all of our values to test, 0.0261, 0.0376. You can read those. I'm going to do one more distribution. This is going to be the log normal distribution. There are a lot of distributions. I'm just showing you 3 of them right here. So we have log normal, we have the mean, we have the standard deviation, and then we have the size or the count. So I'll go ahead and save that. One, boom, here are the numbers. So 4.6, 3.2, 1.43. Log normal distribution is commonly used for rainfall depths, peak floods, sediment concentrations, and various other water-related phenomena. Besides the distributions I've shown right here, there also exists the exponential, gamma, Poisson, binomial, and Weibull distributions. Next up, a discussion about shape and NumPy arrays. So what we have right here is a one-dimensional array. We have rainfall data. Here it is. Nothing new here. I'm going to be printing out the rainfall data itself as well as the shape. So not shape is the property of that NumPy array. It's going to say 7. So let's come down here and give that a shot. Right, here's our data. Here is the shape. It is a one-dimensional array, so it just says 7 right there. A multi-dimensional array, in a case, for instance, a two-dimensional array is what I have pasted in right here. I am including NumPy. What we have is a rainfall data. So here is the first value, the second value, and the third value. They are lists, each of which have 7 values. So the shape in this case would be 3, 7. 3 is sort of the top level. So that would be like, this may be a rain gauge, and then each individual value could be depth measured by that rain gauge one day at a time. So this could be a day 1, day 2, day 3, and so on. I'm going to print out the data, and then I'm going to print out the shape just as before. This commented out code we'll get to in just a moment. Clear and run, right? So here is the data. Let me give myself a little bit more room. This is what printed out. Here is the data echoed back, and then 3, 7. So 3 right here sort of refers to the top level. 7 is the next level down, and so on and so on. If there's more than just 2 dimensions, that's how it's organized. If we wanted this 3 by 7 NumPy array to be transposed, then that's what this code down below here does. What I'm doing is computing a rainfall data T NumPy array. So what that's going to do is just reshape the existing data, but it's going to be 7 by 3 instead of 3 by 7. So let's print that out. We'll save that. And then I'm going to comment out the previous 2 print statements. Come down here and run. Okay, so what we have here is now instead of a 3 by 7, we have 7 by 3. So the shape here is going to be 7, 3. All right, I'm going to delete that and then just go back to my original data, which was 3 by 7. If I wanted to sum up the values for all of my rain gauge 1 and then rain gauge 2 and then rain gauge 3, then there's operations to do that within NumPy. I'm going to delete my 2 print statements at the bottom, paste in what I have right here, and it's going to be called row totals. So it's going to be a one-dimensional array, and I'm going to be summing up the rainfall data. And then axis 1 right here refers to the top level. So this is axis 1 index 0, axis 1 index 1, and then axis 1 index 2. So that is how that works. If we went with axis 0, well, we'll show you that a little bit later, but let's go ahead and print this out and just confirm that we have 3 values here. There they are. So there's the shape. It's just a 3 item one-dimensional array. 7.1 is the sum of the values from our what I'm calling rain gauge 1, 4.21, and 5.92. Now, if we wanted to switch it up and say axis 0 right here, what that would be doing is saying it's going to be summing up all the values for day 1 for all 3 rain gauges, and then after that, all the values for day 2 for all 3 rain gauges, and so on for all 7 days. So this would be still a one-dimensional array. However, there would be 7 values. So let's save that, clear, run. Right, so 2.37, that should be the sum of 1.2, 0.65, and 0.52. And then 1.25 would be the sum of the second day values, 3.68 would be the sum of the third day, and so on. Instead of using the sum operation, some of those other operations are still fair game and something we can use. So if I wanted to go with max, I want the maximum value for each day. Doesn't matter which rain gauge. I just want to find out what is the maximum value. So we'll call that row max, and then that's what I'm going to print out down here. This is going to be the same shape, but of course the value is just going to be not the sum, but the maximum value. Clear. There we go. All right, so the maximum value on the first day is 1.2. That's coming from the first rain gauge, index 0. The maximum value from day 2 is 0.8. That is, again, coming from the first rain gauge, index 0, and so on. So you can see how that works. And the very last example of this lesson involves indexing and slicing a two-dimensional array. I'm going to just paste in some new code here. Well, most of it is actually duplicated. But down at the bottom, I'm going to be printing out the rainfall data just for row 1. After that, I'm going to print out just column 2. You can see how the indexing works right here. So if there's no value, it's just a colon, then that means give me all the values. So basically, give me row 1 and all the values. Right here, this says give me column 2 and all the values. And then finally here at the bottom, I want row 2, column 3. So what that's going to give me is right here, this is 1.18. That should print out last. All right, so save and then clear and run. Here are the results. This is the same thing as the first row. This right here is the second column, 0.8, 0.15, and 0.3. And then finally, 1.18 is a single value that we're getting by specifying the row index and the column index. So this would be the second row and the third column. And that concludes this lesson in Python for water resources. What we talked about was NumPy. We talked about the array math, statistics and distribution, array indexing, and slicing for one-dimensional arrays and multi-dimensional arrays.